We have got a very exciting matchup between the number 10 seed Skunky48 and the number 6 seed last year's bronze medalist Aquas. Hi, everyone. I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23, and joining me on the commentary tonight, the two-time Super Smash TV Easy Percent 7th, maybe the 7th annual tournament champion as well. It's Bryce Up. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. Bit of a slapdash thing here. We're getting it ready to go here. I think Canada will be coming momentarily. Just letting Skunky know about the timer. Heck of a matchup here. Skunky48 improving upon last year's debut, making it into the top 6. And we have Aquas, who finished with a 3rd place last year. So Slobberknocker, absolutely. Donnybrook, we'll have to wait and see.
Absolutely here. In their last respective matches, they both went 5. Skunky48 in a very impressive showing against Tetsuo, a 4-1 victory. Aquas taking on the 2-time silver medalist and bronze medalist CHX42 fell in 5 games. And in that match, CHX42 was on. I mean, there was not much Aquas could do about that one.
Absolutely not. CHX continues to be ascending. The rest of us are just bearing witness to the greatness. But for now, we have Skunky on the left and Aquas on the right. Game number 1, a best of 7. Let's see who can draw some early blood.
Well, Skunky48, he's the 2nd-year veteran here of the Super Smash TV tournament here. He's definitely showed why he belongs in this field and why he's a member of the top 6 for this tournament. It will be Aquas with the whole shot, but both of them getting a sub 40 out the door going into collect power-ups. Good start for both.
Absolutely. Aqua's just some great firing lanes, good spawns, gets it done. Skunky waits a bit on the nuke. Maybe could have been under 39, but still pretty good. Sub 40, you never say no to that.
Nuke for Skunky, which you'll ignore. A spreader for Aquas, so little advantage for Aquas. He gets back-to-back spreaders. Skunky gets a spreader of his own.
Nothing really to write home about. Yeah, spreaders, boots to increase your speed, the old Nikes. Nothing really going. A rocket now for Aquas, but that's the best drop so far.
That's a great drop to finish off the room, and he gets it in 80 seconds, and he's got 5/6 of the clip left to go to start. Skunky just getting absolutely nothing in that room, and he's going to be about 8.5 seconds back, but neither player sporting an orb, Bri.
You don't want to see that if you're either one of these runners, but Aquas at least happy, I'm sure, with the time, and 80 with those drops. Nothing wrong with that.
All right, 18 of the Mr. Shrapnels that we have to take out here in Eat My Shrapnel, but a maximum of 4 can be on the screen at any point. Once you get to 4, that's when you're going to start bleeding time here. But with these rockets, and especially with that orb, Aqua's going to be in great shape. Skunky going to have to scramble a little bit.
Scrambling, keeping up, but having some troubles keeping the swarmers down, I think, so that might turn out to be an issue. No, seems to have got it barely in time.
Yep, and Aqua's keeping his lead, no problem at all. Skunky did all that he could with what was given to him, but he is in some dire straits here, still orbless. Aqua's here in total carnage, getting spreader upon spreader. We've seen a lot of spreaders here. I got a bad feeling there's going to be a shortage of them come Mutoid Man time.
I will say this, I don't think Aquas is going to shed a tear for anybody who goes orbless in any races whatsoever.
Oh my goodness. And there's an orb at last for Skunky at about the 2.5-minute mark. Yeah, if you remember, Aquas went like a full 14-plus minutes without an orb in his match against CHX, including back-to-back orbless games.
And he won one of the orbless, which is even crazier.
Late Razor Shield for Aquas. It should be very close to that sub 3-minute barrier, which is like the standard that you want to see coming out, and it is going to just miss a sub 3. It'll be 3 minutes flat for Aquas. Skunky, he gets a late Razor Shield of his own. He probably could have been wiser to ignore it. It'll be just a little bit of a penalty.
He's kept it about even. It's still, a good 8-9 seconds, but well within reach here. Has kept it within reach, and that's the goal when you wait that long for an orb.
Definitely. Actually, it's about 10.5 seconds. That is the deficit. Neither player has a weapon to take with them into tank trouble. That first drop is going to be big. Invulnerability and a bad spot there for Aquas as well.
I don't like this decision from Aquas. You ignore that drop. You give up your position, and now gets a lucky nuke for a bailout.
Meanwhile, it's rockets for Skunky, but he loses the orb.
Yeah, he was a little too focused on trying to clear a path and not enough in keeping the orb healthy. Let's see if he gets a refill here on that.
Meanwhile, unlucky for Aquas, he was not able to get to that Razor Shield on time. That could have given him a nice breather and finish off the room very nicely. Instead, he still has that gunner. Gets another Razor Shield in an easy spot.
I mean, Aquas was struggling to get back to the middle there. That was helping Skunky's case, but now it's definitely set up for Aquas to finish this room relatively safely.
Now, Skunky did get a second rocket drop, so that's going to help him when you don't have an orb if he has good firing lanes. It's a 416 for Aquas. Spreader for Skunky here. He's definitely going to lose some more time. More rockets for Skunky.
No, these rockets are going to make it about even. He's going to lose a bit, but not much.
Yeah, he's only going to lose about 3.5 seconds. It's about a 13-second lead for Aquas. Let's see if he can get this ball buster here. Starting with the lobbers, and yes!
Nails it. As a rocket refill, will we take it? Deciding to go with the lobber damage. Half a set. Oh, but look at this draw. This for Skunky.
Oh, beautiful. And both of the gunners are out, so he'll have a great chance. Aquas, yeah, it's too far away. Good idea.
He was thinking about it and realized, wait a minute, I'm player 2. That's my thing.
Yep, and with that, we are pretty much even, Steven, and now Lobber's waiting for Skunky.
Some manuals. Oh, and he dies. He was landing a few there cards, but not a lot.
Nope, so I think Skunky, we may see a change in leadership. It's still an Aquas lead, but it is not a big lead at all.
Oh, absolutely not. I would say at most 2/5 perhaps. Here's the
now
spreader.
Skunky gets an Aquas spreader. They're getting the wrong side spreaders here.
Run over here. What's the next drop? It's a grenade. He can at least use that to do some damage, but Aquas in the lead here should be popping the head first, I would think.
Yep, head goes off on Aqua's side first. Skunky is not all that far behind, just a few seconds back. They're both riding the lobber train. It could come down to who lands the better shots here, Brysolf. Final 4 for Aquas.
I will say both at times have been exceedingly inaccurate with some of their shots in previous matchups, and it will be. Here's that empty drop for Skunky. Spreader might steal, but I don't think so, and it's a key.
Over. It's going to be over. Aquas with the spreader. This should finish up Mutoid Man, and it does. Game number 1 going to the bronze medalist Aquas. I'll tell you what, Skunky made it a ball game, but then when the drops really dried up, that was it.
Yes, indeed. It was a close one there. Skunky trailing the whole way with a late orb and just not able to make up the time. If had been able to get a little bit on that manual, maybe could have made some noise, but died pretty early on that attempt and never really got any closer after that.
Nope, 6:13. It'll be about a 6:38 approximately for Skunky. And we'll never know because he knows he has been defeated, waves the white flag, but it's approximately, we'll call it 24 seconds, give or take. But game number 1 goes to the bronze medalist Aquas, and he is that much closer to the second chance semifinals.
Where the winner of the next matchup to occur in this tournament will be looking forward to playing Aquas. We have Telio and Mr. Dino, I believe, scheduled for Wednesday, 9:30 Eastern here on GG Speedruns.
Absolutely. I will definitely be there for that particular matchup. And I'll tell you what, that was, Skunky had a chance to maybe gain some ground in that tank trouble room. I mean, he got the better drops than Aquas, but when he lost that orb, just wasn't able quite to keep the firing lanes intact and cut into that lead. I mean, obviously, that ended up not being the difference, but as you're always saying, Brysolf, you don't lose a match on the arena, but you could definitely put yourself behind the 8 ball. So with that, game number 2 going to be underway very shortly. We'll see if Skunky is able to fight back and equalize this match, or if Aquas can take a good 2-0 lead in this best-of-7 showdown. Here we go.
Small correction for that announcement of the match. It's actually going to be tomorrow night, Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern, not Wednesday.
Tomorrow night. Gotcha. Any event, we've got game number 2. They both have their Razor Shield manipulation, and Aquas going to the left door here. We'll see who's got the better filings. Aquas may be a chance for a nuke ending here in this room, but he's going to
too early. It's too early. Yeah, and you know what? Great spawns and good firing lanes for Skunky. Getting the lead out of here. It's going to be a high 38 versus a low 39. Aqua slightly trailing, but what's a few seconds between friends? Someone might even say it's
negligible.
Absolutely. As we welcome a Wild Ferran Burgundy appears here in the commentator's booth with us. Welcome aboard.
Look at
This
these
is game
openers.
number 2.
Look
Wow.
at the openers, boys. Rockets into an orb. You love to see it for Skunky. Really setting up nice. Aquas, meanwhile, making do with a spreader.
Yep, the drops favoring Skunky here, so he's definitely going to have the lead. A spreader on the feet now for Skunky. Could close out the room for him. Not quite.
Definitely should.
But look at these rockets.
He wants to take those to the end, and he didn't quite get that. Honestly, should have done better, a bit better with the drops, but still has the lead.
Yeah, 2.5 seconds because the shrapnel went off on Aqua's side. If that doesn't go off on Aqua's side, we're probably talking about a second. He would have been the same lead.
Skunky playing awfully fast and loose with orb rules there, and the swirl just somehow doesn't take it away.
And meanwhile, Aqua's still fishing for an orb. Does have rockets. Now a spreader on the feet, which will help him take care of the foot soldiers.
Just wants to really just keep that shrapnel coming out the door and then get the swimmers, and you see the swimmers gone already. Skunky setting up nicely.
Yeah, Skunky in great shape here. And then Aquas right now, he's seen this way too many times in his last match against CHX, and it might be happening again. It's a 2:03 for Skunky, and Aquas now down by almost 4 seconds with a 2:07.
As we said, though, the longer you go here without seeing good drops, the worse it's going to get. Foot to open, followed by a grenade. Those are not good drops, game.
Yeah, and more grenades now for Aquas. I mean, if he doesn't see an orb soon, he could be down by a good 20 seconds. But look at this!
Oh, no. Skunky goes down a disastrous mistake in total carnage.
A huge mistake there, and that's going to give some life into Aquas right there. I mean, a big opportunity lost there for Skunky because he was sitting pretty poised to take a big lead going to the bonus room, but now it's anybody's game.
It's going to be a scramble fest out there, that's for sure. And Aquas has seen one spreader, otherwise has seen, I think, 5 grenades now. Jeez.
Skunky, and now he gets grenades on the feet. He got an orb, and he was lucky it didn't get picked off by the swarmers there, Bri. My goodness gracious. So Skunky can salvage and keep a lead here, but yeah, what could have been, because now Aquas has an orb of his own, and he will be able to mitigate that time loss. It's a 3:09 for Skunky.
Great nuke to finish, great nuke. And you know what? Despite all the misadventures of the drops, Skunky dropping that orb really hurt.
Yeah.
Skunky only added 2 seconds to a lead. That should be a double-digit lead.
Agreed. It should have been
into the bonus room.
10 plus easily. Instead, it's only a 6-second lead. Neither player has a weapon to start with in tank trouble, so the opening drop is going to be critical, I think, especially for Skunky. Let's see what we get. It's an invulnerability. He can ignore the bullets. Let's see what Aquas ends up getting. A nuke there, which will help. A foot, nothing doing there for Aquas as both gunners are down.
Really bad location there.
Oh, Skunky gets it picked off by the purple swarmer there.
These moves. Look at these moves from Aquas. Double shraps and bullet dancing, and then he gets killed.
Yeah, he just got overwhelmed there. There was no escaping those bullets there. He was just completely surrounded. But yeah, good attempt there from Aquas to try to keep himself alive. And now again, just like in Total Carnage, these runners are going to be scrambling.
Yeah, it's Skunky right now having a little bit of issue with some firing lanes while doing it. Great bullet jump, but here's Aquas getting some rockets.
But not to be outdone, Skunky gets a pack of rockets of his own. There's a nuke. Will he use it to give himself a breather? He's going to ignore it. What do you think about that?
Oh, he's going for the other room. Yes, nailed it. Well done. And unfortunately, Aquas missed that grenade spray, and it will be losing, it looks like, another 1.5 seconds.
Yep, about 1.5 seconds. It's a 7.5 second lead. That's basically one empty drop. So
spreader
again, just like in game number 1.
Unreal. Let's see. He could get 2 forms if he's accurate here. He's got 1. He sees a lobber. Now he's backing up. Oh, he gets run over and he won't get the lobber.
No, that's too bad. I mean, he was trying to move out of the way from that gunner and misses out on the lobber. And now he's being. It's a key.
He's to death. I like this risk. That's okay though. It's a rocket. At least it's a weapon.
Yep, and he's still going to have the lead. Aquas not really getting any good drops to start this fight, so he's got the lead by about a full form at the moment as a second arm.
I mean, Aquas dies. I don't know if Aquas is going for a weapon or just hoping. He gets a spreader!
Oh, what a pull.
Yep, he was hoping for it, and he got just that, and he's going to take the lead.
And
wow.
Skunky missed the invulnerability pickup on top of that.
And now he... Wow.
This is horrible.
RNG favors the favorites, underwhelming the underdogs, and Skunky is on the verge of being down 2-0.
This is something to behold. You don't want to see it. It's a full form the other way cards.
Yeah, that's a two-form swing right there between the spreader drop from Aquas and the empty drops on Skunky's side. It's not over yet, though. An empty drop for Aquas.
There's
and
a
we're
chance.
in the same form.
Same form, and Skunky is chaining lobbers, so this damage is adding up. But look at this invulnerability.
Are you kidding?
Wow.
Are you kidding? But he's sabotaged with lobbers, but this could finish it up.
It's fine at that point. He got some transfer. Final form Skunky,
Yeah.
but bam, as I said, it got a ton of transfer. That lobber was kind of perfect. 2 gifts from the gods themselves. And Aquas goes up 2-0.
Oh, that is just unfortunate for Skunky. He could have had that one, but instead, the RNG, Aquas got blessed not once, but twice.
Unreal. Are you seeing this? Yeah, I'm with Skunky. Dad, heck with
Key
it.
and a foot. Just, hit the reset button and, I don't know, pull out the cartridge, blow on it, something to kind of get all that bad mojo out if you're Skunky.
That is some gross, gross stuff there.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree with it there. I mean, it was looking like Skunky got off to that really good start. Aqua's taking the calculated risk, took the death, got the perfect spreader location, then gets another spreader when he had some invulnerability left to get to final form, got the transfer damage into the lobber, and that was enough to steal away that game. My goodness gracious. That's the kind of luck that Aquas was hoping for against CHX.
I mean, I don't know if a 625 would have beat CHX
No.
at all, but yes, that's the type of luck you're looking for at the right time. And I'll just say this, it's looking like Skunky may have taken Jobu's rum.
Yep, and as you know what he says, it's very bad to steal Jobu's rum. It's very bad.
So with that said, it's 2-0 here, guys. Aquas halfway to a meetup in the top, well, I guess for the top 4. So, look, feeling pretty good, but only halfway home. A pivotal game 3 here. Skunky needs to strike back and strike back hard.
I completely agree, Bryce. This is a must-win for Skunky. He cannot afford to go down 3-0 against someone like the caliber of Aquas, who doesn't make that many mistakes. Now, we've seen him make a couple of mistakes so far in this match, but they've not been fatal ones that that have really been glaring up to this point. I mean, he's gotten away with it, but Skunky, not only does he have to play clean, he has to hope that the RNG really starts to sour on Aqua's side.
Game 2 was a lesson in what I always preach about this game. You can get a good PB, that's fine. What you need to develop to really do well in these tournaments is consistency. And Skunky's inconsistency in that run left the door open, and Aqua's moving on through.
Absolutely, because remember in Total Carnage, he really could have built a lead, and that could have prevented the comeback from happening on Aqua's side, and he lost that orb early in Total Carnage and just could not take advantage of how long it took Aquas to get his orb.
Well, with a early nuke from Aquas, meaning more enemies spawned, Skunky has opened almost a 3-second lead here. First drop is an invulnerability versus the foot, I believe.
Yeah, so nothing to write home about for either player here. These are some Garbaggio drops to start, collect power-ups. Back-to-back spreaders, though, for Skunky, so he definitely has the advantage in terms of weapon quality, but there's the orb for Aquas.
And Aquas has been doing, stop me, you heard this one before, slightly better on the firing lane than his opponent.
Firing lanes, when you get to these later stages of the matches here, and look at this, Aquas is going to take the lead with a 123 versus a 125, so he made up 5 seconds there just on good firing lanes. Sure, he got the orb, but...
And an orb and a rocket. No, definitely got help by some power-ups, but those firing lanes were important.
Absolutely they were. All right, so Skunky now, he's going to be the one fishing for an orb again here in Eat My Shrapnel. Aquas, meanwhile, with the rockets, and then a Razor Shield. He's sitting pretty.
Not sure about Skunky going to the bottom door with 2 shrapnels at the top. Would have been a little more efficient to head there first. Didn't get them all, but I don't know. And look, now there's 4. There's the time bleed.
Yep. I mean, he's going to be trailing by at least 3 seconds here. Aquas in good shape right now, but didn't count it. So 2:06. And yeah, Skunky is going to lose a couple of seconds. It's a 2:10, and he has no orb. Now, he does have 5-6 clip of a rocket to start the room, but he needs to see that orb, and he needs to see it right now.
What's that in percentage?
83 1/3%.
Love it.
right, spreader for Aquas. More vitamin R for Skunky. That'll at least keep him afloat.
Yeah, no, good rocket fire here can really do wonders. You saw Aquas stretching them to absolute limits of credulity in the match against CHX. Not too bad here from Skunky. Missing a few there, but generally holding it down as best he can. And a Razor, that'll help again, but still no orb here, boys.
Yeah, he's definitely going to lose time as Aquas gets a late Razor shield here. A spreader. Yeah, Skunky is getting the weapons, but Aquas is definitely going to have the lead once again with a 2:59. Solid entry time into the bonus room. Skunky going to ignore the nuke there, and he probably should have used it there.
Yeah, that's one of those, even if they spawn new foot soldiers, killing 3 shrapnels is important. And Skunky came within an absolute just half breath of leafing it over there.
Yep. He is 12 seconds back. I'll tell you what, not bad considering he has not gotten an orb in this game, but he is in a bad spot right now, gentlemen.
Another terrible drop for Aquas, and can't get either gunner on the initial volley. Loses the orb, loses his life at opening for Skunky, perhaps.
Absolutely here. He needs a good starting weapon. That is not a good starting weapon there for Skunky. It's a foot. So vulnerability, that's something when you don't have an orb. We'll go ahead and grab that.
Another orb here. Good grab from Aquas. Lots of bullets.
Here's an orb finally for Skunky at about the 350 mark here. We'll see how this plays out. I mean, Aquas did take the death, so we'll see if Skunky can maybe cut into this lead. We'll see.
Skunky struggling with the diagonal approaches here. They are getting in tight. So far hasn't dropped the orb, but man, there's been some close calls.
Yeah, close call there on Aqua's side with the tank bolts there, but yeah, he is going to keep that lead with a 4:21. Nice nuke there for Skunky to give himself a much-needed breather. Skunky should be closing in on the end of the room here, and indeed, he is kept it in check. He's going to lose just a little bit of time. We're talking only a second, though.
But hey, kept it within range. An empty drop for Aquas. Let's see how the ball buster goes here.
He got it again.
And a lobber to boot for a nice weapon here. And there's a chance. It's a long way to go, but shouldn't be blocked.
Yeah, he's in good shape. It's perfect. It's perfect. Skunky, he needs to nail this ball buster. Let's see if he gets it.
Rocket
Yes.
Sabo. Bit of a rocket Sabo there for Aquas.
Oh,
now
here's a spreader chance. He needs this. He needs everything to line up here.
He's lining up for him. He's lining up cards. You love to see it. No, there's a lobber. Does he see it? And you know what? He did a great job to stay away as long as he could.
Oh, but then he gets shot by the laser eyes. We're on the same form, but he's not going to get those grenades. Grenades for Aquas. He's going to keep the lead as he's now on the rib cage. Lobbers now for Skunky. Yeah, that was a great move because, you know, he was about to run out of the invulnerability. He probably would have gotten vibrated, so it was a good tactic, but the sabotage by the laser. We're neck and neck. This is anybody's game.
Probably a good half to 3/4 form, though, still for Aquas, I would wager.
I agree. He should be popping that head. There it is. Empty drop. Skunky can ignore the key.
I think he wanted to get it. Pops the head there, and now he backs off.
Now they're both on the same form. Where's that drop for Aquas? It's rockets. Grenades for Skunky. This is close. Now an upgrade to lobbers. Rockets for Skunky. Oh, this is very close.
It is back-to-back lobbers, an empty drop, but it was
tied. But the advantage is Aquas with the better weapon.
Another key, unfreaking believable. That's 3 more.
Holy Moses! The lobber's the better drop, and Aquas gets shot. He's got a key.
This is an opening. Can Skunky take advantage? Dangerous times here. Will he be able to finish this? He gets run over.
What is the weapon?
Nades.
No, it's an invulnerability. This could give it to Aquas, and it does.
Let's see how close this was. If he dies quick, Skunky's going to regret that death, I'll tell you that. And you know what? If he was able to get out of the way, he might have finished it.
Oh, man, what could have been? It's a 6:38 for Aquas. He's not going to be happy about that time. Skunky again, so close yet so far with the 6:45, a 7-second difference. That is one empty drop, gentlemen.
I mean, it's getting run over when you have enough lobber to finish. Potentially, it was close. Skunky might have been able to get that done there. And that's how this game can swing. They always talk about luck, but sometimes it comes down to, are you aware enough of what's going on to keep yourself in there with the weapon you have?
Absolutely. Burgundy, what are your thoughts about what you've been seeing so far?
Fly ball caught.
I couldn't have said it better any myself. He's not the best color commentator in Super Smash TV for nothing. But now,
sorry
Skunky,
about that. I'm getting a little bit of twisting going on at work here, so
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
That's why we started about 5 minutes late, is because I was getting some late twisting at work as well. So, the feeling, I definitely can feel you right there, buddy, for sure. Any event, Skunky48 gonna have to do what only one person has done in Super Smash TV tournament history, and that is reverse sweep in a best of 7. But you got to do it one game at a time, Brysolf.
That's right. You're not going to win 4 in a single race. All you got to do is go play clean and hope to goodness you're not going to see 3 keys in Mutoid Man's room for the 3rd time in a row.
Yeah, it's just been absolutely disgusting, the Mutoid Man RNG that Skunky has been getting. I mean, he's played every single match where he's been in contention to take the win. I mean, he could easily be up 3-0 himself because, you know, Aquas has been putting up the best of times in this match. But unfortunately for Skunky, the RNG has not cooperated with him, and now his back firmly against the wall. He's got to win this one, or he's going to finish a tied for 5th.
Well, you know, a pretty good showing in his second year, if that's what the result may be, but we're not there yet, and it looks like it's going to be a Skunky hole shot, but barely.
Yeah, 3 out of the first 4 games, he's gotten that hole shot. So, I mean, he's been playing very, very well in terms of the first couple of rooms. It's just the RNG after that has not favored him, and it's got to soon. Let's see what we get for collect powers. Give him a first drop orb, huh?
Let's see. We've got a flip.
Rockets will work.
Rockets are pretty solid. You can do most of this room on a single rocket if you're really accurate. Spread in the corner, he'll probably ignore that.
And he does indeed. He'll be waiting for the next drop. Oh, no, a mistake, and an orb for Aquas.
Oh, my goodness. When it rains, it bats you upside the head. Something like that. It's not a good thing. Skunky now in dire straits.
Yeah, he's in big trouble now. He does get another rocket. Aquas is going to have the lead with a 121. I mean, Skunky's right there. He's going to be about 4 seconds back with a 125, but he's going to be fishing for that orb, and he's got to hope that Aquas either makes a mistake or bad RNG strikes, because this is not the start you want to have down 3-0.
Skunky with a key. I'm sure he's just pleased his punch with, I believe, what would be his 12th or 13th one of the match already.
Yeah, we could go to the Pleasure Dome already. I mean, I still remember what we had earlier in this tournament. We had the turbo mode reset. So technically you can go to the Pleasure Dome on easy percent.
Skunky struggling royally, not getting anything here. Finally gets rockets. That'll at least help clean up the mess, but used a nuke at the start of the room, so already given up some time as well. 206 versus a 210. So you know what? I don't think he gave up a lot there.
No, he did not give up a lot, but unfortunately, if he doesn't see an orb, especially with the Razor Shield start for Aquas here in Total Carnage, he could be 20+ seconds back. Rockets down for Aquas. He's getting the goods.
Good stuff there. Nade did not reach initially.
Gee
Skunky
whiz!
Wong at Oliver finally sees an orb. Now we gotta get back to the middle with it.
Yeah, he's scrambling a little bit, but it looks like he's got it under control. But these weapon drops clearly favoring the bronze medalist Aquas here. This is probably going to be the best time going to the bonus room if he just keeps this firing lane going. And indeed it is. Look at this time for Aquas. 2:52.
Very solid here. Razor Shield late for Skunky, trying to keep it somewhat close. But you can see that bleed is real. We're already up to 10 seconds, and they're still coming in.
Yeah, finally get some rockets. Then they're going to be just enough to finish up the room here. And he has have a clip to start, you know, the room, but he's almost 20 seconds back.
I recall someone saying almost 20 seconds or more.
I did, but he got an orb. Imagine if he didn't get an orb. We're talking maybe closer to 30.
Aquas again getting a bad drop and again abandons the top. I don't like the play here. It's made things very scrambly for Aquas, and now 2 gunners still intact.
Yeah, and Skunky with a half a clip of rockets should have no trouble disposing of the gunners. So, yeah, he's given up his firing lane. So if Skunky can get good drops and try to keep his firing lanes going, he will definitely gain some time out of that 19-second lead.
Yeah, Aquas really struggling there to get it done and giving up that middle. Woo! Shrapnel close to Skunky, but gets the razor and stays safe.
Meanwhile, Aquas gets some rockets, avoids the swarmers there. The green soldiers were trying to club him down. The new, not quite.
I thought that was it. It looked like it, and it was close. Now Rock is here for Skunky, just shredding the room. That's a 412 now for Aquas.
But
and
look at
it.
He's gained a tremendous amount of time. It's down to 7 seconds. 12 seconds he saved in that room, Bri.
By giving up the middle at the start, Aquas set himself up for a bit of failure. Oh, he gets killed with the spreader!
And maybe this is what gives Skunky a chance here. Now he's got some
rocket
spreader.
on the feet, rocket on the feet. No, he got a rocket and he
look,
never noticed.
Vulnerability! A huge break for Skunky.
No, it's not, because Skunky got a rocket on the feet.
Are you kidding?
Before the invulnerability, he got sabotaged.
You gotta be kidding me.
Unfreaking real, boys and girls. This game is
look at these manuals
cool.
by Aquas on that spreader, and he's ahead by a full form, and now he's got a player 1 spreader. Yeah, I don't.
This is late. This is late. Will he get by Mutoid? Yes, he does. Oh, it was close.
I don't blame him for making that move, though, Brian. But he sabotaged again.
I can't stand it. Mutoid planned it, but Skunky's still in this, guys. But now Aqua's going for crits.
Wow, and he's got another spreader waiting for him, and he's getting the spreaders that Skunky wishes he had. He's on final form. This could be all she wrote, folks.
It is looking rough here.
He's gonna get a sub 6. He's gonna get a sub 6.
What a wild Mutoid this has been. Manual attempt here from Skunky. Last gasp. Well, it's too late. It's too late.
Man.
What an ungodly troll job. That is a double sabotage elimination Mutoid. And look at this.
It was a great Mutoid Man fight. Despite all the sabotages, he played his heart out these last 2-3 games. Heck, this whole match. And he got sabotaged over and over and over and over again. Cue up that song from Chicago 18. It's over and over again.